What's up, guys? Welcome to the Film Fumblers podcast, where 4, sometimes 3 friends get together and fumble through your favorite movies. Today, you will notice that it's someone else is hosting. That is not Adrian. He is moving. He just bought a house. Congratulations to him.
Yay.
Easy clap.
So today, I will be your host, and my name is Taryn.
I'm Jay.
And I'm James.
And this week, we are getting into a movie called Braindead, or Dead Alive, depending on how you search. I don't know what the deal with that is. Maybe you guys know.
It's where you live.
Where you live.
Countries. Yeah.
From 1992, directed by Peter Jackson. So without further ado, let's take the shot, brothers. And anyone in the chat.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I've been digging up the Jurassic Park shot glass.
That is so cool.
Ever since I found it. It's Jurassic Park, and I didn't even find it on the Jurassic Park episode. I found it after, but I'm like, damn, this thing is sick. So I've just been using it every time.
That thing's girthy. I don't remember that last week. Anyways, cheers.
Check the VODs, brother.
Whew.
Oh, good God. Getting frisky with the whiskey tonight, boys.
Oh, nice. What kind of whiskey?
How's that stuff called? Woodford Reserve. It's not a shooting type of whiskey, but I don't have anything available that's a little lower tier right now. Only high class stuff, boys.
Nice.
I'm trying to make some space and kill my bottle of Tito's.
Oh, yeah.
I got Tito's too. I lost the cap on my Tito's, so I'm like, I need to get rid of this kind of soon, right?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe it just gets better? I don't know.
Not sure.
Fermentation?
Huh.
Okay. So you guys want to get into this? Braindead?
Yeah, okay. Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson, dude. What?
Not a name that you would, like, put next to a movie like this, you know?
Yeah. So, okay, so you've seen this before, Jay, but me and James was first time, right?
Third time for me.
Third time?
Whoa.
Number 3.
I watched
spoilers, but like, why?
The last 45 minutes of it today with these. Or wait, yesterday? I don't remember.
That was today.
Oh, okay. Wow, this day has been going very slowly. But anyways,
True.
You guys have a little bit of a Discord watch party?
We did.
Yes, we did.
Nice.
Very fun, dude. Very fun.
It's like the 2020 equivalent of going to the movies together.
Yeah.
Doesn't compare, but you can talk, and it's okay. So maybe that's cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can do that as a stream one day.
Amazon Prime, we can do it.
Fun.
Oh yeah. So third time, Jay.
Third time.
How are you? Are you a masochist? Is that the right word?
Am I masochist? That's a perfectly acceptable question. So I learned about this movie when I worked for Presbyterian, the hospitals.
Oh, wow.
And one of my good buddies there, Juan, he really liked this movie and he would quote it a lot. And I was like, what the fuck are you saying? Because it was everything that he would quote, because there is little one-liners throughout the movie, right?
Yeah.
Can't deny it.
Sure.
And he would always say those. And I was like, what the hell is that from? And so I watched the movie for the first time from him because he really liked it. And when I watched it, I was like, okay, holy shit, that was like it felt stressful. I don't know. And then Alonso, who picked this movie,
shout out,
also was a big fan. And so I watched it. We had a day where back when we had the company, where we did like a Friday that was like fun. And so we watched this movie together in like a conference room. And it was hilarious. So I remember seeing it there, and then I saw it again today for the third time just to refresh myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you watched it with a group of people. I think that this movie like really works as a like party movie. Like it's that kind of vibe. Like
100%,
not knocking my wife or anything, but it was just me and her like watching it. And, like,
I feel like even that is
haphazardly watching it. Like she was like, okay, I saw like most of it. She was like, that was kind of weird, but
yeah,
I think with a bunch of people, like everyone would just be like, this is ridiculous. Get some good laughs in and just kind of talk about it, which was interesting. So I saw like the last 45 minutes of it today with everybody. and everybody's commentary was like enhancing the movie in a way for me. Like I was like, okay, this is a lot more of a social movie. It's not a movie that you just sit down and watch it by yourself because it's not that kind of movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
I feel like this is a perfect like Master Pancake Theater movie where like you don't even have to know or like have seen the movie before. You just jump in with other people and it's like
Yeah.
insanity. The entire
Yeah.
movie is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so I was going to watch this alone, like, you know, normal shit, whatever. Watch this movie for the weekend. But I just happened to like ask some people in Discord. I was like, "You guys want to watch this movie with me? Like, I have to watch it anyway." And they were just like, "Yeah, sure." And then like people kept jumping in. Eventually, it was like 5, 6 people, including James. After a while,
Yeah.
I can't imagine watching this movie alone, dude. Like that experience watching it with all those people, everyone just getting grossed out and yelling and like, "Oh God!" Like
Yeah.
that was
Getting so upset.
yeah,
Oregano was getting so upset. He was just like, "Who the fuck thinks of this?" Like, he was just
the
like-
human
he's
mind
like-
is whatever he said.
Yeah, he
so
was like
fucked
the human
up.
mind. Yeah, is the worst invention ever. No, he didn't say that, but like, it was something along those lines, and that's what's running through your mind, running through your fucked up mind, because now you're all plagued by this weird shit, and you're like, "Damn, what could my mind think of?"
Damn.
What could my mind think of? If these guys are thinking crazy shit, I could think some of this crazy shit too. That's just like,
Sure.
dude, what is going on?
Yeah, I feel like this movie is definitely and I think this is why the movie was both recommended for this podcast, but also to me before, because the value in this movie is like when you show it to somebody else and you're just like, hey, check this shit out. And then you watch them watch it, and that's the entertaining part. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
how
yeah.
is this person gonna react to this? Because it's really fucking it's disgusting. It's not disturbing and it's not
gross.
it's just gross, but it's not like it's not any one particular thing. It's not like I don't know. It's just like this is gonna be a weird way to describe this. It's like PG gross. Like you know it's blood and
Sure,
guts and shit,
sure.
but it's
Yeah.
like almost cartoony in a way.
Yeah.
But every time it happens, you're just like, oh my god, I just feel sick. Which
And
is
then-
similar to The Thing in some ways.
Yeah. And so like this movie, like it just takes you on the ride where it's like, okay, we've reached peak levels, you'd think, and then they just exceed your expectations with just outlandish shit, which is just like
Right.
it's kind of fun to watch, but also it's a little exhausting at points. Like you're just like, okay, like now
It's
it
pretty
just
exhausting.
keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going. But
Definitely.
Yeah, like all the reactions. I feel like you're right that the reactions of the people I was watching this movie with were on par or more entertaining than the movie itself. Like shout out to Isaac Scotty. He was like almost pissed how stupid this movie was because the first half he didn't know it was supposed to be a comedy, dude. He was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I was like in a similar boat, but I knew it was supposed to be a comedy, so I was kind of like more lenient toward it, I guess.
but then like okay, so then there's parts in the movie where like it in the beginning portion of the movie, like it's a lot of buildup. It's a little slow, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of slow.
it is.
Yeah.
And then the moment when the entire tone kind of changes and you're just like, this is outright fucking ridiculous, is when the priest comes in and he's
The
like,
baby. No,
I'm-
it's the baby,
I'm
right?
kicking ass for Christ. That's
Okay.
when it totally like
Oh my
switched
God.
in my mind.
I
was like,
loved that
oh,
shit.
I was like, this is actually fucking crazy. And then he just like, this is like supposed to be super outlandish, and that's when it like clicked in my head. I was like, oh, it's this kind of movie. It's just totally weird, totally fucking quirky. He just starts doing the Bruce Lee kick, like Kung Fu Priest, like it's
Bicycle kick
fucking-
almost.
It's amazing.
It's like, who thought of this? And that's where you're just like, okay, now you have to just let it take you, because
Exactly.
you're like, okay, what other weird shit is about to happen?
Yeah, dude.
So that's the quote that my homie at press would say. Every
Yeah.
time we would just be bullshitting and he'd just be like, I kick ass for the Lord. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's how I found out about this movie. And every time I watch it, when I know that part is coming up when they go to the graveyard, I'm like, this is my favorite part. Like I say that out
Yeah,
loud. I'm like,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is the
That
part
is my
I
favorite
love.
part too, actually.
Yeah, I know. We didn't get enough of the Christ kicking ass priest. Like
Yeah.
he died too soon, and he died so brutally.
Yeah.
He should have lived for at least one more fight scene.
Yeah,
Everything he says is great.
Yeah.
All his like dialogue are just one-liners, and they're so good.
yeah.
And then, but it is funny when he dies, because when he dies, okay,
It's
I
so
guess if we're gonna get
random.
into this, everybody who should we just go through the plot? So the beginning happens on Skull Island, which is interesting because we
King
get King Kong
Kong,
later.
Peter Jackson, what the fuck?
Yeah. Whole crazy thing.
Apparently, in the new King Kong, the one that he did, there's also some crates in the movie, and it says like rat monkey. It's like
Oh,
nice.
nice.
it says like beware of the bite or something like that. I don't
That's awesome.
That's good.
I don't know if that's confirmed or anything, but I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I like
see
that.
them. It's like two guys. They're like hauling a monkey out of Skull Island, for unknown reasons, and then it becomes like this monkey is like a very important thing. Like people try to defend it and all this stuff. So the monkey bites people, and then people turn into zombies. That's like the premise of the movie. So the monkey gets shipped to this town, and then their zoo gets the monkey, and our two protagonists, I guess if you want to call them that, they meet up. They, there's some card reading. Shout out to Jacob with all his tarot stuff. And then they determine that she's gonna fall in love with somebody soon. Whatever. This guy comes in. He's like really clumsy. I don't know. He's there to pick up some stuff. They run like a store, and then they meet up. They fall in love, and they go to the zoo that has the monkey that bites people, that turns the people into zombies. And that's kind of how the thing unfolds.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of this,
A
like,
lot of
weird
limbs coming
dynamic.
off in between, but that's beside the point, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
you see the son, the protagonist, has a relationship with his mother that's like very weird and interesting.
Yeah.
And his mom is like very controlling, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Does somebody want to talk about that? It's kind of
He's like a neat. He's like he's just some guy that's like, I don't know. He's like almost 30, maybe, like living at
Yeah.
home with his mom,
Yeah.
and
Like
he's never like
all he
lived
thinks
his
about is
life.
taking care of her. Yeah.
Yeah, and which is I think like I wasn't expecting the storyline to really play into that, which I was like honestly pleasantly surprised. Towards the end, it has a little bit of a
Yeah.
redemption.
I guess.
But
for sure.
going back to the zoo scene,
Zeus?
the zoo.
Just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
yeah. It's interesting to note that we just came from a movie with claymation stop animation, probably one of the
Right.
best.
Oh yeah.
And then the rat
30
monkey
years
is like,
later, almost.
the rat monkey is like the most archaic fucking claymation. It looks so
Dude, yeah.
terrible.
It looks so gross, though, dude. I was disgusted by that thing, man. Like, it was, like, bad quality, but it was, like, gross. Like, it affected me viscerally.
It's just weird that because this movie, I mean, I'm sure we're going to talk about the effects and all the practical effects. And we're going to talk about Peter Jackson's legacy using practical effects. Like, there was some points where I believe the baby was a hand puppet, and
Or
there
a
was other
full-size fucking
or-
person.
or like I think it was a toddler. Yeah,
Something,
whenever it was running away, like it was a toddler.
Yeah.
But like it was like they used that claymation, like that went through.
That
the final
felt really
cut.
weird, yeah.
Dude.
Why
okay.
didn't they just use a fucking puppet? That would have been like way better. Like they were literally like, let's try fucking everything. Let's try any kind of effect that we can find out there. Because they used miniatures. Did you guys notice like the trains and stuff? There was one scene where the train was real, and then it like zooms out and like it's very obviously like a fake little miniature train.
Real quick,
I
when did they
noticed
get
that
on the
with
train?
planes.
There's like trolleys, like
The trolleys.
moving around.
Oh,
in
I remember when he
city.
almost gets hit by the trolley and then jumps on it.
Yeah.
All smooth.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And then like they show like another scene where they're like just moving by, and it's very obvious that it's like a little
Not
fake
real.
trolley.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
So
did
they
it
use
with,
like tons of that kind of stuff.
They did it with the planes too when they were flying the monkey back to the city.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were like little cotton ball clouds. It was cool. I like that.
Wow, I didn't. I guess I missed that. Maybe it was. I think it was the atmosphere I was in with all the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that's like
Wasn't
it's
paying
good
attention.
enough.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
And
for sure.
It works. And it's like I appreciate that stuff. I like what James said about the rat monkey CGI, if you want to call it that, because this movie was made in 1992, right? And the CGI of the rat monkey felt like RoboCop to me. Like you said Coraline, but I thought RoboCop
The
because
stop.
remember
No, I didn't say it was like. I didn't say it was like Coraline. I was just like we've
Similar.
gone from mastery where Coraline's like a master of.
Oh yeah.
Stop
and then we got to
motion.
this like super archaic, shitty stop
Dude.
motion. Like it's just funny. Yeah.
The scene in RoboCop where they show off that robot
Going
that,
down
like,
the
fills
stairs or
whole
whatever.
room. Yeah, it's just terribly stop motion, and that was like what 80s,
Yeah.
80 maybe even.
89.
So that was kind of crazy. But then like the rest of the movie is not that. Which
Dude,
is, like really interesting.
I will say the effects in the rest of the movie were kind of insane. Like
Actually,
the
really
quality of the puppets and the fake like heads and stuff, like all the different body parts, especially the heads. I was
Yeah.
like, is this how are they doing this? Like there's like the dude that's sliding around on the floor with like only like his like a
Yeah.
upper jaw like
Yeah.
up or whatever.
It's like false floors. That
Yeah,
you're
but
using,
like some of it, it's like there's no way. Like his head is sliding, but it's totally fucking real. Like the wax, I guess, version of it is just so good that you don't even think about it. Like it's crazy to me.
Yeah. Well,
The-
maybe that's a reason for using the miniatures. It's like because all that kind of happens in the beginning, they kind of distract you with that, and then shift to these more realistic.
Lower your
wax things,
expectations
make
or
you
what?
feel better. I don't know. Yeah, but
Interesting.
it works. It works, and it is practical effects. It's real things spurting goo and shit. It feels it feels gross.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like the thing. The thing has the same kind of weird slimy practical effects.
Yeah.
Feels gross. Feels gross to watch. This is the same vein, but
It's
like,
like
amplified in a weird
For
way.
sure, yeah.
it's like they watched the thing and they were like, "This shit's cool. Let's fucking take it to level 11."
Yeah.
Throwback
sure.
call to what is that movie we watched?
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. Yeah.
Every
Dude, some
episode
people
is
got
just
spinal
throwback.
taps in this movie, dude.
Oh god, dude, I forgot about those parts. And that's the thing. You remember the like funny parts, the things that kind of carry one-liners away and that you can like repeat to other people that know it. But the random things that you forget are disgusting. Like the
Yeah, dude.
spinal thing that you're talking about. That
Yeah.
shit is gross. And you forget that it's even in there. But it's like that's what's interesting about this movie. There is an extreme of gore and practical effects and grossness, but there's also like a little side of funny and relatability, and you can repeat this to friends and they'll get it kind of thing.
Yeah.
That like you forget about both sides. I don't know. I'm really torn. Like that's my tear with this movie.
Yeah, and
I'm
I
in a
agree
similar
with you.
boat, yeah.
I agree with you, and but like I think the thing that was endearing to me was the redemption arc. Like I was not expecting that because I was like,
Yeah.
this movie's just ridiculous dumb, right? Like, and then like they put that in, and I was like,
You mean like with
okay,
the
like, there's-
protagonist, his mom, his mother?
yeah.
Okay,
he-
okay.
he there's a little bit of character arc growth, so I was kind of surprised with that. But going back, since we're on the topic of practical effects, let's talk about, excuse me, Peter Jackson and how he was the king of practical effects with Lord of the Rings, and then
Return of the
how
King?
he turned the Lord of the Rings.
I said Return of the King. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, no, all of the Lord of the Rings movies, they're all practical effects. And then he turned to the dark side with the Hobbit series. by
Okay. When was the last
over-relying
time you
on
guys
CGI.
watched The Lord of the Rings? Any
It's
of them?
been so long for me.
I feel like
don't
James is
know.
the most recent. Like I don't even remember those movies, dude.
I watched a little bit of it at Danny and Nader's house like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. See, like
And-
I'm
and
like,
we, and we watched some of the Hobbit shit, and that
Oh,
shit
man.
pissed me off. The CGI, the CGI was just like, why the fuck couldn't you just hire one of the dwarves in The Hobbit is fucking fully CGI'd. I would have played that fucking Hobbit. Or not Hobbit, the dwarf. I would have played the fucking dwarf. Put a beard on me, dude. What? Isn't that way cheaper? Why would
CGI
you
is way
spend the
cheaper,
money
dude.
than a
Compared to
person? Anyone could have fucking been
well,
that fucking guy.
I mean,
Just put a
I don't
fucking
know.
beard on.
I don't know the scene, but like if they're standing around other people that are that height or whatever, like I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of these
Why?
in
But
fucking
like, okay, so
forever.
Peter Jackson is this like wizard of a practical effects guy. Why did he abandon where he started? He literally abandoned his roots. Like this movie is part of his roots. Lord of the Rings, all that stuff when like the orcs are getting birthed out of the ground. That's all practical stuff. It hasn't aged terribly at all. Freaking The Hobbit looks bad. It looks bad even today. I'm just like,
Do you want to know my theory?
What's up?
tell me, talk to me.
Okay, this movie had a $3 million budget.
Yeah.
The Lord of the Rings, the first one,
Oh God, let's go.
$93 million.
I mean, yeah, but
How-
okay,
So
so
they were
10
like,
years later,
fuck
11.
it. I
okay,
think it's one of those things where constraints give you strength. Where like,
Yes.
you only have this much money, you need to make it work. So you fill up, what was it, 80 gallons of fake blood is what it took to make this movie.
Is it?
You just do that shit.
only
It's
80
one cup
gallons.
of
That
water,
seems kind of on the low end.
80 gallons of fake blood.
That's a lot.
That's fill up a big tank. I don't know. That's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing they had to deal with. Like, how do you make something interesting out of this amount of money? And then Lord of the Rings is like almost 100 times more. Not 100 times more. Maybe like 80 times more. I don't know what the math is.
Yeah.
For,
A lot.
you know, this like epic tale, which is still good. And it's like why he's known, you know,
Yeah.
a household name almost these days with some
Yeah.
of the movies that he's done that are way bigger. So when you come into this, which I think this is the interesting perspective of ours, is like we came into the world that year or the year after this movie was made, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And then
I'm
this
sorry.
movie was made in
Repeat.
92.
Oh, this
93.
movie.
Yeah.
I thought you were on Lord of the
And
Rings.
then
I'm dumb.
here we are,
Yeah.
you know, whatever years later watching that movie. And then, but we also have seen RoboCop and these other movies that do practical effects like The Thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic of like, okay, I know what was capable back in the 70s. I
Yep.
know what's capable in the 90s. I know what's capable even in early 2000s. And this is what we got. And it's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe New Zealand plays a part. Because
They're in Australia, though. Or I guess the setting is, right?
I thought they were in New Zealand the whole
Yeah, I
time.
think it's New Zealand.
It's totally Australia, dude. That's why I'm
Yeah,
so
but
confused about all the
Dollar
the
Bill.
accents in this movie are so bad. Most of them are terrible, dude. It's so hard to pinpoint this movie because it's like this movie takes place in the 50s. Like, there's no
the
indication
weird
of that,
part.
dude.
Yeah.
It's in the 50s, but it was made in the 90s.
What's the odds of a Spanish lady getting
It's-
into New Zealand?
It's
That's
in
what I'm-
New Zealand. Yeah, that was
Where-
weird too.
Wonder where I saw Australia. I guess whatever. My bad.
That was weird too. Because she is Spanish. That's like
Yeah,
confirmed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I just don't know enough about geography of the world to say.
so
but
far away.
It just seems weird. Yeah, Spanish to New
Yeah,
Zealand. I don't know. But I don't know. It worked for me in a weird way. I don't know.
Yeah. But I don't know. Did we derail this? I don't even know what we were talking about. We were talking about practical effects. How
Right.
Peter Jackson is a bastard for straying away from the light.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
it
funny
was the
that you
budget.
you brought up Peter Jackson and practical effects being like one thing, and it's like I don't know if like I haven't seen Lord of the Rings in a long time, so I would never make that connection. Like, are you on that page, Jay, since you haven't seen it in a while, or
I think that they've the Lord of the Rings movies won like
they
tons
won
of
every
awards.
fucking
I mean, they
Oscar?
won every fucking award, but like
Yeah.
for costume design and makeup design, like those are all things that he totally abandoned in the Hobbit movies. I don't want to make this about that, and this is another thing when you get one of these really famous directors, you always talk about their work, their
Right.
kind of surrounding work, but it's just interesting to see his roots though. I think.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm
for
with you,
sure.
Taryn. It was not the first thought I had, Peter Jackson and practical effects.
Hmm.
I just every time I've watched this and remember that it was him, I've just been like, oh yeah, that was early Peter Jackson, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But
Like
like,
everybody starts somewhere, but you
but
would
he
just wouldn't
started in
think.
the 70s, didn't he?
Well, yeah,
Which
this is
is
like
like
maybe his fifth
crazy.
movie, fourth or fifth movie,
Oh wow. After the
but
long.
it's yeah, exactly. So it's like, you know, it, he didn't really pop off until later.
Yeah.
And when you watch this, you're like, yeah, I really wouldn't pin him to do something like this. Kind of weird. I
Yeah.
don't know.
And that's the thing is like who 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 confidently went with Peter Jackson for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all his earlier works, but this is one of like his under his belt kind of things, and like they saw that and they were like, oh yeah, that guy's gonna make a good Lord of the Rings movie. It's kind of like what the fuck,
Yeah.
but
I want.
also who gave him $3 million to make this fucking movie? Like,
It
like
seems
this
so low, dude. But then the
It
box
seems low.
office is like,
200,000.
It's just tragic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely didn't see any kind of people didn't really look at this movie until he was
yeah.
already famous.
I feel like
Right?
that
So
that
it's like
makes the 3 millions feel way smaller to me.
it feels a lot smaller. And I think I mean, because okay, here's what I think, James. This is my theory to answer that question. There's a lot of pieces of this movie that are like very much filmmaking 101 type of things, right? And that's not to be an insult. I think that he did them well, but it's like clearly, you're going to show this Skull Island thing because you want to show how the monkey came from this place and arrived at the zoo and bit this person, right? Like you're guiding the viewer every step of the way. Everything you show on screen has a purpose either now or later, right? Like that was kind of the vibe of this movie. And maybe it's because I've watched it 3 times, but I've noticed it more and more every single time. Like they show you in the cards what the necklace
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
That's
like, and they
interesting.
show you
But
all
also,
these things.
I think Peter Jackson has been notoriously at odds with editors, so he always wants things to be super fucking long. Like King Kong is ridiculously long movie, like super
Right.
long. And then like he's released the uncut versions of Lord of the Rings, which are fucking
All right.
3.5 hours long. So
Yeah.
I think that's also a little bit of a Peter Jackson thing where
I don't. So
he
you
just wants to show you.
you
He wants to take your hand and show you every little detail.
But-
So did you guys watch it on Plex? I assume.
yes.
Yeah.
So I think we saw an extended version, like a director's cut or something, because that's not the original.
How long was
uncut.
it? Do you know?
It was like an hour and 47.
Okay, so we
The one
watched
that I saw?
144. So I mean,
Oh, maybe that was it.
Yeah,
144.
yeah. We watched the same version.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
So
yeah.
it's pretty long, but there's a version that's less time, which I
Okay.
think would have been better maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
but-
anything less, I'm down.
Yeah. But it's like I've watched it 3 times. That's my real gripe with the movie. It's a little bit too long.
I
They
think
Totally
I
do
agree.
a little bit too much to them.
So
But
okay,
maybe it's because it's that director's cut. I don't know.
sure. You brought up the editing. What did you say? You said his editor is like renowned, like good, like you said something like that, right?
Me?
No,
Me?
Jay.
No, James said that he gets into fights with the editor or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
I'm
he never
fucking drunk.
he-
I was gonna say the editing in this movie is
Yeah.
horrifying, dude. It's terrible. I fucking
No,
hate it,
I
man.
think there's been talks that Peter Jackson really doesn't get along
He's a
with editors
Tarantino kind of guy.
because he's just like
Or
we
some
gotta
shit.
show everything. We gotta show it. Yeah, like you gotta show
Dude,
everything.
The editing in
so-
this movie is like, this feels like if I don't know. I don't even know if I'm thinking about Lord of the Rings, but like this feels like Peter Jackson made this in fucking early college or something. Like it just feels so low quality that I can't even take it seriously. So at some points.
But I mean, it's not supposed to be taken seriously.
No, but like
But
even like the
also-
filmmaking side, like there's some shots that you can like I don't know if they're retakes, reshoots or whatever, but like they look so out of place, but they're in the same scene as like before and after. Like the lighting is way
Yeah.
dimmer. Like there's
They're
different.
unfinished or something.
Yeah, like I'm like
Yeah, that's what
it
I think the
feels.
uncut version is. The director's cut
Oh,
version.
like those are added. You think?
I think so. I think so.
But
So
also you get, this goes back into the practical effects thing, because you have to cut some certain effects in a certain way, like when the lady gets her head punched through in the mouth, the
That
hand
was
comes
good.
out of the mouth, you know, like
That was
it's a
good.
fucking quick cut, you know, like it's
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very jarring. What the park scene where the drunk bum is like, yeah, yeah. They
Best
show
character.
they show the same shot and he's gone. He literally was gone.
Yeah.
The bump
Yeah,
was
exactly.
not
The
there.
editing is
Shot.
terrible.
Like it's I don't it is a little college-esque. It is but
Yeah.
but also there's so much other shit that they're trying to do.
right.
I'm almost gonna give it a pass. They're working with false floors, like they're trying to make all these different effects come out good, and they're
Right.
probably splicing all these things together, and they're like, okay, we finally got it. This looks good, and like the scene where he's Tom and Jerry like skidding on the blood on the floor.
Dumb as
The
shit.
next scene, there's no blood on the floor, and they're like all in the middle of
Yeah.
that like ballroom hallway and stuff. Like, I mean,
There's a bunch
little
of
bit
inconsistencies.
yeah, a little bit of continuity errors, but like,
Can
I
you
don't-
talk?
I'm,
Can
I'm
you
not.
can you talk more about the false floor stuff? What is that exactly? Maybe I didn't catch that.
So like
A lot of the
so, like-
half people, right? Like when people are in half, I'm sure.
Yeah, so like when people are cut in half, or like a head is getting like ripped off, so it looks like it's getting ripped. So like the body's laying on the floor, and then somebody's under it, and like their head comes
the
back.
body's
but
fake, but their
the
head
body
is
is
there.
fake. That's the false floor kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like an Among Us discussion. The body is
The
on
body.
the floor.
Yeah,
It was
um,
here, but
If that makes sense, but they use
Yeah.
like
Okay. No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about like I guess I was so like, I don't know, grossed out about them being in half that I didn't even think about, is that a false floor or whatever. I was just like, this
Yeah.
is fucking hard
Interesting.
to look at for the third time even. Like, there's a lot of parts of this. It's like I said, it's disgusting. It's a crazy like looking movie. It makes you feel weird. The practical effects make you feel gross. It's hard to watch over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Interesting.
like. You've seen it 3 times.
yeah,
I'm like,
I'm
what
like,
the
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm good.
masochistic maybe. I don't know, but
Hands-
it's
Hands
Go for it.
down, the nastiest scene is the mother and her pussing wounds.
yeah.
Where it,
That. Go ahead.
it
Go ahead.
comes out of her arm and it goes into the pudding.
Okay, yeah, exactly. The pudding
So
scene.
like, I was already grossed out by the way that guy was eating, where he was like, it was all ASMR, like you see like the spoon like hitting his mouth, and it was just like,
Uh-huh.
oh, it's just fucking gross. And then
Yeah.
it got fucking grosser. I was like, this I was like, this has to be like the nastiest part. And
no,
and
that
the
made me
little-
feel nasty, like
the
sick
little-
inside, dude.
yeah, the little skin ripping off her
God.
face.
Yeah.
But dude,
He glues
okay,
his. Okay, wait, real quick. That the main character he's just like, I'm gonna glue your face back on. Don't worry about
yeah.
it. I was like in the Discord. I was like, is this movie called Braindead because this character is fucking stupid? Like, is that why this is called that? He's the Braindead one in this.
He is annoyingly like
Very
Not
annoyingly
pro-
stupid.
not proactive about
Yeah.
just like tell somebody that this shit's going on, right?
He's naive.
Yes.
Like,
Crazy. Yeah.
but I'm gonna say hot take. The mother gave her the Oscar when she's fucking when she's like turning it, like when she's like dying at the table, like her voice, and like when she's just so fucked up. Like I was like, damn. I was like, she's doing pretty good acting. Like,
Sure.
Oh, of that scene with the custard.
yeah. Because they ask her a question, and then like just like she has like a guttural like response. She's like, like I'm just, I don't know if it was actually the same actress, but I was like, damn, she's killing it right now.
Yeah, I thought so too. I think the pudding scene is one of those scenes that sticks with you. Like
Yeah.
you watch it 3 times and you remember that that's coming.
Yep.
The skin peeling off is not one of them. Every time that happened, I was like, "Oh God, I forgot about this." Like
That's
that part is just
fucked.
weird. And then it gets the glue, and that's where I think the disconnect is for me. Like that's supposed to be a comedic part, like a New Zealand comedy
It
in the '90s.
doesn't
I don't know.
feel like a
It doesn't
comedy.
really feel that way. Yeah, I agree. But I think that that's like their form of slapstick weirdness. Is like, oh, just glue it back on. It feels
Yeah.
weird. It feels, I don't know. Again, gross. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Weird.
and the entire time you're just thinking, who the fuck thought of this? Why the fuck did they think of this? This is so fucking gross. Like this is so weird. Like that's what I'm wondering. I'm like, they had $3 million, but who the fuck gave them $3 million? And how the fuck did they get a cast around this thing? Okay, so there's this fucking big titted monster at the end of the movie. You're gonna that's gonna be your fucking selling point to some actors. These people must
some
have been starving.
People
They must have been
making
like,
this
I'm down, let's
giant
fucking do it.
fucking like statue
Paper
or whatever the
mache
fuck. Like you're
titty.
this is what we're making, and they're just like, okay, like sure, here it is. Like what the fuck?
It's just so fucking weird. And then what is her name? Paquita.
I don't.
I'm just like, where did they find this sweet Spanish lady?
I know.
How the
Yeah.
fuck did they
She
get
agreed
her
to this.
agree to this movie? I'm like,
It's
I don't
true.
know. I don't know the actress's name, but I'm just like, what the fuck? These people, all these people are demented. They're just like, I'm down. Let's fucking let's do it.
Sounds
I'm like,
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's one thing for that. I think you are underestimating like the amount of mediocre movies that are made, like all the trash that just gets put out onto like
Yeah.
straight to DVD type shit. That's what
Streaming
that kind of stuff.
services nowadays.
Just that kind of that
Exactly.
under your belt. Hey, I was in this movie. Don't blame me. I was there. You could see
Paycheck.
my job. Like,
Yeah,
Sounded fun.
yeah.
exactly. But even for the artist making this, hey, you're gonna make like a 12-foot weird sculpture type of
With
thing, like,
giant titties and a fucking
Part-
fat
exactly.
dumper, dude.
Big old thumper.
part of you has to be like, you paid me for that? Okay,
Sure.
you know?
I'm
do that.
sure. I'm sure it was a blast to film. Like for any of us
Yeah.
fucking-
Fuck yeah.
any of us sick fucks. But I'm just like, Paquita, she's so innocent. But then she got fucking demented too when she was fucking blending the hands.
Oh yeah,
This bitch is crazy too. I was like, holy shit.
yeah. I mean, so that's okay. So the plot is like roughly the monkey bites people, and then a bunch of people turn into zombies, and there's a little bit of like coronavirus feelings in
Oh,
there.
jeez.
I don't know,
Yep.
that's
Yep,
what
yep,
I
yep.
felt, just because of the times. And then it's like, okay, this hour and 10 minutes of the movie is just all the different ways that the zombies die. And that's where it was like, okay, this part could have been chopped down a lot,
Interesting.
so to speak, because you see, but then they get creative occasionally.
They get
I'll give them that.
creative.
Occasionally,
That's
sure,
right.
yeah.
That's what sort of keeps your interest through that.
Exactly. They
do that
put like a
45
zombie's head on a light bulb or whatever.
That one was
that's
just in
in
the
the
background
movie.
for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Throughout the
That
rest of the
Funny,
movie,
funny.
That was
zombie's
my
head is the
favorite.
light. Yeah, that was a
That was
great
my-
one.
Yeah.
But but also the other side of that is that there's just a lot of overkill. There's a lot of like, okay, we get it. You can throw a bunch of fake blood in the air and film it.
Yeah.
But the interesting part was the camera movement. There was a lot of like, okay, we're
Okay.
gonna look at this, and then we're gonna move over here, and we're gonna look at that.
And
Dude.
then the hyper zooms.
Yeah.
A camera movement that killed me every time, dude, was the zombie that had her head split at the neck, and the camera would go upside down and look at people. That fucking killed me. I was like, all right, this is good. This is fucking hilarious. Like,
That was great.
The fucking zombie sex. Just like this movie holds no bars. It's
no
just-
boundaries, dude.
no boundaries. There's zombie sex. There's
A baby born
a
from the zombie
baby.
sex.
Yeah. And
So-
okay, so it begs to differ. How is the fucking virus spread? So the guy who got the fucking pus fucking pudding,
Is it like in their
Yeah.
blood? I'm assuming because
is he getting it, or can you? Is it only you can only get bit, and that's
I
what
feel like
it
it
is.
has to be in your body, like in your like in your blood, in your body. Because like at the end,
Yeah.
the main
Is he
characters
eating?
kiss, which isn't necessarily like in their body, but they're covered in the shit. Very
Yeah.
confusing, but also
That-
like it doesn't really matter. I don't know.
Doesn't really matter. I think
Yeah, I know.
the pudding is definitely a spreader.
Yeah.
It's a super spreader, brother.
Oh,
But
jeez.
super spread.
it gets it out there. I think that I don't know, it still felt weird just from a corona perspective because like
Yeah.
we're like staying away from each other, but can you imagine eating somebody's blood that's like infected? Disgusting.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Ugh,
So
God.
so so
I don't
this,
even share drinks with people, like, like
Yeah.
this
ugh.
begs the question: is this an open-ended movie, and we're gonna see a sequel?
No.
Because
Maybe.
not everybody was killed that was infected.
What do you mean?
The fucking pus dude. If it
The
spreads
pus
like that.
dude?
No, the pudding dude.
He technically didn't die.
You know, but he could have.
So you assume that his wife was also infected.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it'll
hope
get a remake.
I'll say that I hope they don't.
Peter
make a
Jackson
sequel.
won't do it. Alonso
Dude,
will do it.
Anyway, okay,
There
just
you
real
go.
quick on the COVID thing.
Yeah.
The party, the crazy, stupid, rich or greedy uncle having the party. That gave me a
Yeah.
lot of Corona vibes. I was like, it felt like a metaphor for a disease more than literal zombies, if that makes sense.
Right.
People like the one zombie that gets out of the basement and he's walking around amongst people and they're like, oh, whatever, but it's just biting people and no one knows. Everyone's just chilling, passing it
Right.
around. It felt almost like they were trying to make a metaphor for something. And I almost was hoping / thought that at the end it was all, I don't know if it was like in the main character's brain, but like, I don't know, like he was like pushing people away or like some kind of metaphor for him not, like just being crazy basically. Which I thought would have been interesting, but like that's not what this movie's trying to do, so it's fine. But like
Yeah.
the party
Do you
scene
mean-
specifically was,
Do you mean being crazy like it didn't happen?
yeah, because like some of the shit the uncle said and stuff is like all these dead people in the basement. It's like,
Right.
why aren't these people reacting like they should? You like one would think to react to a dead person walking around.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Because like he was trying so hard to protect his mom, his zombie mom, from being discovered. It just felt
Right.
too weird that he was like, it was trying to say something else. I guess I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't pick that up.
I guess I was
think
just
there may have
too
been,
off.
like-
I was too off the boat for this. I guess I was like, I'm not on this ride. I want something else to happen. Maybe I don't know.
I think there may have been like some subversive son mother thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever it was.
Yeah,
But what kept getting me is that every time he would come up on his mom, who was a zombie, with the tranquilizer, it would go up the nose. and
Corona,
I'm like,
Corona.
"Fuck." Yeah, the testing.
Yep.
I've never had the testing, but I hear it up the nose, and
Yep.
I just be like, I can't do this. This is highly stressful right now. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was just subconsciously hoping for something more because I was not having a good time. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
Not
I
sure.
could see that. One thing I did notice, and I really like need to go and watch it again just because I think about it.
A fourth
but
time.
I wrote it down. No, I would just like YouTube this part, honestly.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
It's when he leaves the store. It's near the beginning of the movie. He leaves the store and he's going home. There's like a 100% like Zelda transition, like Ocarina of Time, where he's walking up to something, but then the camera's like, and it shows you like the thing that he's walking to, and it's his house, and the music is literally like that. It's Zelda music. It's a Zelda transition, and I was like, "This is what they got."
I like the soundtrack. I was
I did
vibing with
too.
The music was way too good for the movie. I'm gonna say it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm with it.
I liked it, but
I'm with
Yeah.
it.
It was great.
Because like some of it, I feel like some of the music didn't fit. I mean, probably on purpose, obviously, but like some of it was very soap opera-y. It was very dramatic when it didn't need to be. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very cartoony when it was supposed to be serious, it felt like. You know, the old saying is like a difference between a comedy and a horror is the music, I think. Is that the thing?
Is that the thing? I don't know.
Like
I know very
like
few-
we watch Halloween, and if the music was fucking circusy and weird, like it would be funny.
Yeah. It'd be a joke. Yeah.
That's like a thing, but like this movie kind of just did that anyway. Like the music was a little weird and like funny, but like dumb, crazy, fucking demented shit was happening. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was hard to separate the comedy from like the real life elements that probably weren't around in 1992 that feel realer now. Like we keep tying it back to Corona, those things.
Right.
But like, I also think it's this weird New Zealand comedy of the 90s where there is that disconnect. Like these
Okay.
things that we're saying are weird are supposed to be funny, right?
So,
And
real
then
quick, is Peter Jackson New Zealand?
yes.
New Zealander? Yes? Okay.
I see a Kiwi, yes.
Fair enough. Continue,
Okay.
Jay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I think that's but like I say that and I really love Taika Waititi, who's also
Yeah,
in New Zealand.
God's here.
You know, What We Do in the Shadows
Thor Ragnarok?
for this month. Thor Ragnarok, great example. He's funny and maybe he's just like newer funny. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
this
for sure, yeah.
92,
Everything
we're not
evolves. Comedy evolves, yeah, for sure.
sure. But that being said, there is some great parts of this movie. Let's talk about it. The sixth movie in a row to have a dog be killed, right? Is that where we're at? Number
Yes,
six?
dude, I was upset.
Wait,
Once again.
we've
But
done
the-
6 movies in a row?
I don't think a dog died
Where
in
a dog has
Coraline.
been-
in a
Oh,
row.
true.
But basically, yes, dude. I feel
been
like
6
so
movies.
many goddamn movies I've seen, every horror movie it feels like has a dog dying, and I'm like, don't do this to me, bro.
Yeah,
It's because that's like a pure evil thing to do, right?
exactly. That's what I think. Yeah, but the one-liner that comes out of that, it's good, right? Did you not think so? She eats the dog.
Oh,
and then,
right.
What's her name?
Not all of
She
it.
comes in. The Spanish woman comes in. Did you
Paquita.
mom eat my dog? And he pulls. It's a very drawn-out scene. He pulls the tail of the dog.
Yeah.
Out of his mouth,
God.
and he's like, not all of it. You know, it's like it's so dark that it's funny as fuck to me.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
Those things carried it for me.
Fernando was the dog's name, right?
Was that what it was, Fernando? I didn't remember.
It runs up the stairs, and I'm like, God damn it, this dog is fucking dead. And like,
Again, it goes back to everything that was shown on screen meant something at some point.
okay, so that's the thing that I will shout out Scotty again, was getting upset about, was this movie was like shoving everything in your face. It was like, look at this. This is like important. Like it I kind of agree. I don't know if I totally agree, but like he kept pointing it out, so it made me think of it more. But one thing I thought of was, what's her name? Paquita?
Paquita, yeah.
I was like, why are you still pursuing this man? He's such a dick. Like, he doesn't understand these things and like blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, right. They set it up with the goddamn tarot cards. So it's like,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Touche, you thought of this beforehand, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Which felt like a weird like segue of like a plot, like the tarot cards and everything like that. But it all ties together.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite shots. So you guys were saying the camera works kind of strange, but in the beginning when he's mowing the lawn,
The camera goes.
the camera goes right under the mower,
Yep.
and I was like, that's a cool shot.
Foreshadowing.
I liked
And
that
then
shot.
it was just like a sick foreshadowing, and like and don't underestimate lawnmowers. If you guys don't know, I work for a landscape company. We've had some employees lose fingers.
Wow.
Damn.
God
Yeah.
damn.
So the
Okay.
bottom of the mower was all kind of clunked up, and the guy didn't wait for the blades to stop moving, stuck his fingers under there and cut his fingers off. And then, man, everybody berated the poor guy, and they were like, I don't know what they said in Spanish, but basically they said something like, "We don't want the gimp working with us."
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Damn, dude.
This was a long time ago. This was before Blue Sky Landscape. We would never let anybody. We train everybody one-on-one with all the equipment, and
OSHA, if you're hearing this, it's all good.
yeah, but yeah, that shit'll fuck you up.
That's so funny. Watching
sure.
that scene at the end, for whoever hasn't watched it, it's like he pulls in the lawnmower at the end, basically runs through everyone and chops them up into fucking nothing, fucking mist. I was like, this shit's gonna get jammed, right? Like, this looks like the shittiest little thing. I don't know. It was just funny. It was funny, though.
It was like an electric mower. And I was just like, what the hell? But anyways, that was actually a real mower. The engine was running. The main costume designer or gore specialist was actually shoving prosthetic wax limbs filled with fruit cocktail into the limbs as the
Jesus
blades were
Christ.
running.
Dude,
Wow.
that's the thing. Oh my god, the effects in this movie, it's so hard to tell if it's real or not. Like those, it looked
Yeah.
like people's arms like connected to bodies were going into it and getting
Yeah,
chopped
he died.
up. They were
He was
so good.
wax arms.
But like, think about it. Why wouldn't you just do that? Like, okay, we need to make these arms be chopped up by lawnmowers. How are we gonna make this happen? Oh, we're just gonna chop up arms with lawnmowers. Like it's that simple. That's what I think makes this movie a little bit higher than maybe I came into this with. But like, you have to make those decisions and those calls with such a limited budget. Like, you don't have the resources to do CGI here. What are your options? You can buy a lawnmower and you can have people make fake arms, and then you can shove the fake arms into the lawnmower.
That's the thing, is that
That's it.
works so much better than I think CG could, because it looks so fucking real. I'm like watching the movie, I'm like, how did they do this? This dude is ripped in half. I was like, this guy must not have legs or something, and they like faked his legs beforehand, right? Like, you know, like that kind of stuff is like, there's no fucking way this is.
It's all the false floor stuff where, like, you know, like.
But like people getting windows closed on their stomachs and then they're in half.
Yeah.
But it's like, did they find a bunch of people that didn't have lower halves?
I think so.
Like,
No, I don't think.
like exactly. That's what it's like. It blows my fucking mind that like they did this, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. And I'll say that the lawnmower scene is one of those scenes that's very memorable. Like, that's not
Yeah.
what we're gonna get going
Yeah.
for. But when you watch it again, you're gonna be like, yeah, this was like 20 minutes of lawnmower.
Yeah,
it's
Too
a
long. Too long.
time.
it feels like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it literally is. It's like a long time.
Yeah.
But but you just have to give it to them. Like, when you're in a pinch like that, you just go for it, and sometimes it works. Like, it's weird, it feels weird, but it works. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I said, I don't not like this movie. I think I like this movie. I don't think it's like an amazing movie, but I think it's somewhere. It deserves a seat somewhere on the positive side for me, for these reasons.
Yeah.
I think the effects alone put it in that area for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. That's kind of it.
Sure. I mean, the storyline, maybe it connects more with you if you've got mommy problems or something.
I guess.
And
And
then,
like, but like, okay, so that's why I keep going back to it. It's like this movie, you weren't almost expecting any story, right? Like, eventually, like, you were just like, okay, this is just a gore fest. It's just slaughter fest. It's just blood fest. And so that's why just even a little sprinkling of just like a little bit of humanity in the entire dead brain thing, felt nice. Felt nice.
yeah. Yeah, I mean which is I don't know. Okay, have you guys seen Taika Waititi's first like one of his early short movies that it won like an award or two? I don't know. It's
Which
filmed
one?
in black and white.
Which
I
one?
don't remember the name of it. It's like two young kids
In
in separate
Cars. Yeah,
cars.
I've seen
Yeah.
that one.
So that it feels like that is a little similar humor line because they try to make light of a situation that's basically like these
Okay.
children are outside of a bar where their parents are obviously in there like drinking and they're in the car waiting, but they like form this connection. And it's a short film, it's like 11 minutes long. And it has like humorous elements in this like otherwise dark-ish circumstance, which is like I feel what this movie is, but also it's like real hard on the, crazy, ridiculous, like we're just not gonna care.
That's
But
Yeah.
it's in the same vein, I feel.
I
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Because like they're both
It,
New Zealand. They have this like you say that's similar humor, but like I found Taika's short film really funny and genuine and like good. Where
sure.
this is none of those things. I don't
Yeah,
know. I would have never thought of those in the same vein,
I
which is
guess it
interesting to me.
my thinking is more maybe it's not the same humor, but it's the humor in a dark situation idea. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe that's like I said, maybe because it's like keep relating this to, COVID and stuff. And it is a dark situation, and this movie fills that piece, and then it tries to make that funny. And maybe at the time it wasn't, it didn't have that correlation.
Hmm.
So adding that into like today's view, I think is interesting. But I'll agree that Taika stuff is way funnier, for sure, and genuine and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But yeah, just the concept. Really dark situation. Throw some humor in it. See what happens.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on? Like I don't even like. I don't know. Like I can't think of anything else to really talk about.
Any dying
So I guess I
moment.
saw the real quick. I guess I saw the key art, the different things when I would look up the movie when we first got suggested to us. Is like it shows the main character covered in fucking blood, like insanity. Like I was like spending most of the movie waiting for that stuff to happen, waiting for the big zombie outbreak to happen. And it doesn't happen for a long time, and that makes the first half. Maybe just knowing that stuff makes the first half worse than it should be. But I really didn't like the first half of the movie, like literal half.
It's just the gradual, like it's that Peter Jackson storytelling where he's going to show you every single step of the way,
Yeah.
which is I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of zombie movies, but do they hold your hand like this one does? I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
The last
Um,
zombie movie I saw was hashtag alive. The Korean
Oh, you have to
that
tell me
I
about that. I really want to watch that.
yeah. Um yeah, and I don't think even that one quite held your hand, it didn't show you where we started, where we're going, you know what I mean? Like it didn't
Yeah.
do any of that kind of stuff. And I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. This movie was about 20 minutes too long, maybe. Um,
yeah.
I don't know,
there's,
man. I'm like the first half could have been cut down significantly, and then even the second half, like you guys were saying, like the lawnmower and stuff was too long.
there's
It was like
yeah.
what this movie could have been 45 minutes and would have been better. I don't know, like total.
45 minutes
Yeah,
total. Whoa.
I okay.
honestly
I
think
think
so.
I'll say this. I think that where the where he's keeping the four zombies like fed and stuff, like that's kind of funny. Like you're trying to keep these zombies around and
It
like
is, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It was
it's like
frustrating to watch because it's like this guy is so fucking dumb. That's why I
But
was
it
kept thinking
but
of like he's the brain dead one, right? Is
but
that the joke? Is that the joke?
that's funny. That's funny to
but
me.
that's like
Maybe
the
that would make it even
slapstick.
better.
That's like the slapstick type of comedy. Like it feels like a bunch of different little skits put into one movie, right? Like you have,
yeah.
what if you had a zombie baby? You know, what if you had a zombie baby and you had to take him to the park? Like that's like
Well, that's like literally a skit,
Saturday
right?
Night Live skit.
Yes,
And
the zombie.
you have to take care of 4 zombies, and you don't even know that they're zombies because you're so fucking stupid.
Okay.
Like it just the whole movie feels like sort of skits,
Okay.
and that's the way it is. It's a little slapstick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe not your style, but
the zombie park scene. That scene is when I finally jumped over the fence to it, like me realizing that this is a comedy.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that scene was so fucking funny, dude.
For me, it was
the preacher was after him. Sure.
Was it? I don't know. I don't remember.
No, because the preacher made the baby.
No, the preacher made the baby. Yeah.
No. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
The one that's fucking.
Okay,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I just remember, like, in my little watch party on Discord or whatever the fuck, that baby park scene, we were like, all right, this is fucking stupid, and I'm into it. And, like, from that point on, the vibe was so different, dude. Like, before that, I guess besides the priest part, because yeah, you're right. The priest part was before that. I loved that priest scene, but, like, before the baby zombie park scene, it was on the edge of being so bad and being like, or like, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's trying to be funny, but it's like not. It's like it was teetering too hard on the two different sides where like it wasn't entertaining. It was kind of just dumb. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was the general vibe that I felt. But once the baby fucking park scene happened, I was like, okay, this movie is stupid as shit and it knows it, and I'm on board. Like that's when it happened. That's why I'm saying the first half, I guess, besides the pre-scene, was just like, I don't like it.
That scene was so fucking funny to me. Okay, because
Which one?
Goes to the baby in the park scene.
Yeah.
He goes to the park with the zombie baby, and he's like looking at other mothers and their children and like seeing how to interact with them and like mimicking it. But his baby is literally a zombie crazy fucking monster and is like trying to swipe at him and kill him and stuff. It ends up with him swooping up the zombie baby in a sack and like walking by these group of mothers and like
punching it, dude.
Yeah, beating the shit out of the sack,
slamming it into the.
And then he's like, yeah, he's hyperactive. That part was so funny.
Yes, it was really good.
But the thing is that scene, so they finished filming the movie early, ahead of schedule, ahead of budget. They had 2 extra days and 45 grand or something. And so he was like, fuck it, we're going to spend it all on this zombie baby park scene. That entire scene was just the product of, we finished early, let's make something random as fuck. Which maybe is why he got Lord of the Rings later on. He finished under schedule, under budget, you know.
Dude, that's so funny because it does feel like you're saying like a skit. Like it feels separate almost from the movie.
Yeah. Completely. But it's just funny.
Just awkward situations with the fucking awkward guy.
Like part of me was like, is this like, did they just go to a park and they're filming people's actual reactions? Like it felt so weird. It was so good.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Well, I think something that you said earlier about him being the Braindead one, I really like that take. I think it's really interesting. To me, it felt like he was just too nice, like with his mom, with everybody, and like he didn't want to necessarily kill these zombies. He wanted to take care of them, make sure that they would like survive, which is weird.
Yeah.
And even with his mom, like he would constantly tranquilize her the entire movie to like try to not get her involved in the mess that is happening around him, you know? So I just felt like he was too nice. And I think he knew what was happening, but at the same level, like he just didn't care. Like maybe he was like brainwashed by his mom. I don't know. It was like a real weird relationship. Yeah. I think he was just too nice. I don't know. But maybe he was brain dead. I like that idea too.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird shit.
The real reason why they couldn't call it Braindead in the US is because there was a lawsuit around another movie that was also called Braindead. So
wait, so it's Dead
Alive
in the US and then Braindead and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Interesting.
any other rounding thoughts? Any other
I feel
things
like
that you need to get off your chest?
I guess I mean, I can do it in my review, but like, shout out to that pre-scene, dude. That shit killed my fucking ass, like, hard. It was so funny.
I was laughing. I was laughing.
Time for some divine intervention, dude.
Yep.
Oh God,
The roundhouse
was-
kicks, the fucking flying, whatever the fucks, Mortal Kombat shit, dude.
that was so
Exactly.
good. That was so good. That was totally Bruce Lee's fucking kick.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Just to end with a fucking head landing on him and biting his ass.
Yeah.
So good. Okay.
I kick ass for the Lord. You guys ready to get right into these reviews? Who wants
Yeah.
who wants to take the steed?
I want Taryn to go because he
I'll do it.
kind of led into it.
I think that this movie is super fucking dumb, I will say. Like, I don't even like... I don't know, man. Like, the only scenes that I really enjoyed were, like, what we were saying, the priest fighting the zombie scene, the fucking biker zombies, gang zombies, whatever, and the baby in the park. And, like, a tiny bit of the end. Like you're saying, it went on too long. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, they were just having fun with it, and I appreciate that, but I don't think I needed to see it all. It felt like a bad TV movie. I don't know. Like, the effects, the camera work, like, everything about it felt bad in, like, a not fun way. Like, it just felt bad in general. Let's see. I don't know, dude. You watching it 3 times blows my fucking my mind, dude. Like, if I wasn't watching this movie for the show, I would have turned it off. I would have been like, no, fuck this. I'm done, dude. Like, I don't like this. Like, it's not entertaining to me. The grossness of it, I don't like it. Like, I get it. Like, it's cool, like, to see crazy effects and stuff, but, like, it was just not well done. I don't know. Like, I appreciate the stuff it was trying to do, but it just wasn't well done. Like, reading Peter Jackson at the end of this movie breaks my fucking brain. It's so weird, man. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't want to shit on it too hard, but like, I didn't enjoy watching this, and I've never heard of it. There's probably a reason. I'm not going to tell people to watch this. Whatever. It's a 6.0. Don't watch this movie if you haven't seen it. I don't think so.
6.0, don't watch it.
Don't watch
Didn't
it.
you just tell Sup to watch it?
Well, okay, so
he likes
The
those
Evil
kind of
Dead
movies.
is basically what I imagine this... Like, watching this is what I imagine Evil Dead is, but better. And I guess that's all. I've seen, like, one clip of Evil Dead today, and I was like, oh, this feels like an actual movie, and I want to watch it. But it's equally weird and funny and gross in, like, the 2-minute video I watched. So take that with whatever you want.
Sure.
Who wants to go next?
I think James should go next.
I'll take it. So never heard of this movie before. Totally forgot what it was even called before we watched it. I was like, what is the damn movie called again? Felt like it was a little bit too long. Some of the stuff
45
dragged
minutes,
out.
baby. That's what I'll say.
I don't know if I agree with 45 minutes, but I think some of the length kind of just lets you marinate in all the goo and guts, man. It lets you kind of see that the things that you could do in 1992. That was a sick rhyme.
That was
That was
good.
But I don't know. I was thoroughly impressed with it. It felt like they watched the thing and they were just like, we're gonna do some crazy ass practical effects and just take it to that next level. And like, did I enjoy watching it? It was okay. The comedy was meddling a little bit. The one-liners, I think they're good. They're really good. The Bruce Lee priest, best character. Can't believe they did my
For
dog like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Can't believe they did my guy like that. That was messed up. But you couldn't get attached to anybody except for the main characters, and the main character's just dumb. But Paquita, man,
Shout
she's just
out.
down to ride, dude. She's
True.
down to ride, man. And I don't know about all the tarot card kind of stuff. That whole kind of segue was like kind of weird for me. I was like, what does this have to do with anything? But it all came full circle. But this movie takes you for a ride, and I was just kind of like, this is crazy. What's the next fucking crazy thing they're gonna do? You get the little sock puppet fucking organs when they the organs look at itself in the mirror, and they're just like, and
Yeah.
the music changes, and you're
It's all
just like,
nice.
what is going on in this movie?
Yep.
It's just so fucking crazy. But I think the effects alone just really drive it home, and it kind of just blows my mind that they were able to do the things that they did, and they were able to get a group of people that believed in this weird fucking dream. I don't know if this was anybody's dream, like let's produce this fucking crazy ass movie. I don't know if anyone would be like, yeah, fuck yeah. Maybe Alonso would be like, fuck yeah. But I think it's around a 7.3 for me. I
Wow.
I think the comedy's decent. I like the redemption arc. I like that he's literally reborn from his mother's womb again. When he fucking cuts her open, he comes out.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that enough. But
And
yeah,
yeah, big titty zombie monster, dude. That shit's fucking just
Zombie
wild.
mommy.
Um, definitely a movie that you go and you bring all the bros together and you're just drinking and you just have it on the background and you just laugh about how fucking ridiculous it is. And then
Yep.
you end up like saying a couple of the one-liners throughout the night, and it's just a
Right.
good time. It's just 7.3.
Yeah, okay.
I
So
like
if I may cut in, my
Sure.
score seemed higher than I was sounding, I guess, but like I will say it was purely based off of what James just said. Watching it with friends, it's mostly a blast. And the effects are mind-blowing. That's why my score was higher than it seemed. That's all.
And what was that score again?
6.
6.0?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, I think, okay, I wanted to go last because I've watched this 3 times. Maybe that's weird. I don't know. Haven't figured that out yet. I think it's like James said, it's a crazy movie. Whose dream was this to make? How did you get all these people to do it? That kind of thing. But at the same time, like that means that it's probably a lot of fun. There's a lot of crazy shit that they try to do. We've talked about the like I kick ass for the Lord scene. It's like a kung fu priest, a lawnmower, zombie. It's all there. It's really intense. It's really gory, really crazy. On that same token, there is elements that looks older than 1982. Like it feels like maybe something a little bit pre-90s, but it works in a weird way. Like you're sucked in a little bit to the story. You can understand that there's comedic elements, even if you don't think they're that funny. Like they're there and they make you think like, what the hell is going on here? For those reasons, and for the watch party reasons, which I didn't get to experience, but I feel like that would be the best setting for this. Grab some drinks, grab some friends, pack in, and watch this movie and just laugh together and stuff, react together. That's where I think this movie shines.
Yeah.
And how it spreads, weirdly enough, like in the movie itself, they bite each other to spread the zombiness. You recommend this movie to friends and then they watch it and they're like, what the fuck was that? And then
Oh,
you'll recommend it again. I don't know.
like that.
But it's Peter Jackson, which makes you say, what the fuck does that even mean? um, all that being said, I maybe came into this more around Terran at a 6.0. I think I'm gonna take it up to a 6.8, and I'm gonna land there. It's almost a 7. There's funny parts. The music is too good for it, but the redemption arc, like James is saying, is really funny. And like the sun gets reborn, and it's a whole ass thing. 6.8, whatever that says.
6.8. I said 3.
6.8. No, I said 8. Yeah.
6.8. So we got a 6.0 from Taryn, 7.3 from me, 6.8 from Jay,
Oh, I did it right.
a collective 6.7 from the trio Fumblers here today. Tonight? Where
Yeah.
are we?
We are in the night tonight.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Yeah.
That is it. 6.7. We would like to know what you thought about this movie. If you've watched this movie, what did you guys think? Let us know here in the after party, twitch.tv/filmfumblers. You can check us out at filmfumblers.com and all of our socials. The next movie that we are going to be doing is Under Wraps, right?
Yep. I forgot, but it's correct. Yep.
Disney movie. Join us next Friday. We're going to be talking about that. I believe that this movie is on Disney Plus.
Yep.
So you guys can check that kind of stuff out. But 6.7 from us tonight. And let's just say that we kick ass for the Lord. And we're the Film Fumblers. And we will catch you guys later.
Cheers,
Cheers.
y'all.
Cheers.